Hey, folks, it's Dave here. And today, what I'm going to do, it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. So I'm going to run down the charts in APBA Hockey and explain what they mean, or at least how I'm interpreting them and playing them. Okay. I'm not an expert at this game. I may make some mistakes in this, but I at least want to show you how I interpret the results in the game, and because there's a lot of people have been playing and having a lot of questions. So I'd like to try to help clarify, at least to the best of my knowledge. Okay. And it's quite possible that I'm doing some things wrong in this game, but from what I understand, I'm kind of playing it pretty close to how it's supposed to be. So let me call up my spreadsheet here. All right. I'm going to do the best I can to show you what goes on in this game. All righty. So the first thing here is the forechecking chart. All right, you see we're in forechecking 3, 2, and 1. This is the main chart of the game. Okay. And for the most part, we're going to be playing forechecking 2. That's going to be right up until the end of the game. When you got a 1 or 2 goal game at the end, then the team trailing wants to go to forecheck 3, and the team winning goes to forecheck 1. What that means is that if you're trailing, you're sending more players into the zone to get the puck to create more scoring opportunities. The flip side is that it's a risk reward, so you're going to give up some opportunities. Whereas in forecheck 1, you will only send in maybe one player to forecheck. You will get less scoring opportunities, but you will give up less scoring opportunities, and you'll get some more face-offs to kill the clock, which is what you're looking to do. Okay. You're going to notice here that 1 through 7 is in red and 10 through 20 is in red. Okay, that's the optional ODAI in the game. It's optional, but you should really use it. Okay, because it really kind of brings into play the other team's defense. All right. I use what's called the optional individual ODAI. Okay, I use the individual one, and I believe this is a Mike Berger invention, and I really like it. I've done a little bit of modification with it, and I'll tell you what I did here. But here's what you're going to do. So when you're playing the game, after you get the face off and figure out who gets the puck, you roll the dice, and then you look at the player's card and read the number, as you do with APBA games. If the result of the card, not the right dice roll, the result of the card is between 1 and 7 or 10 and 20, then you're going to look how I play it. Look to the individual player on the other team to see what adjustments you make. In the regular game, it's a team ODAI, and that'll go up or down by 1 or 2 usually. I like the individual. I think it's faster. I think it's cleaner. And I think it really brings in the individual into play. So how that works is that you would roll a third die, and you can see over here on the right-hand side, on this side over here with that right there. If you roll a 1, you're going up against the left D. If you roll a 2, you're going up against the right D, 3 center, 4 left wing, 5 right wing. And if you roll a 6, you're going up against the opposite player. So if you are the right wing, the opposite player would be the left defense. So there's 2 chances out of 6 that you're going to go up against your natural opposing player in the game. Okay, and then how that works is let's see, where's my little notes over here? Do I have it here? Oh, I didn't write it down. But if it's a 2, it stays the same. If it's a 3, you add 1, a 4, you add 2, and a 5, you add 3. And I'll explain that a little bit later. But so in that ODAI, it's individual. Okay. So let's just say the right winger has it and he goes against the left D, and the left D is a 2. There's no change. If the left D is a 3, then I would add 1 to the roll. So let's just say I rolled a 3, it's going to turn into a 4. Okay, now that's kind of basic APBA play there. But for the individual ODAI, it's a 1 through 6 roll to see who you're going up against. Now, if you're playing in the APBA helper, there's an automatic roll to determine who you are going up against. So you don't even have to roll the dice. It's in the helper. So that's what I like to use. It'll tell me left wing, right wing, center. So I know who I'm going up against, and it'll tell me, what their number is and the whole bit. So the APBA helper really does a good job in determining that. But if you're playing cards and dice, I roll the third die, and again, 1 through 6 determines who I'm looking at. And again, so if I'm going up against Ray Bork here, he's got a defense of 5, okay? That means I'm adding 3 to the dice roll. Now, again, as APBA goes, you can't go higher than 7. If you're in the 1 to 7 range, you can't go higher than 7. It stops at 7. And if you're in the 10 to 20 range, you can't go higher than 20 or lower than 10. So if you roll, an 11 and you subtract 2 for some reason, you stop at 10. So again, you stay within 1 to 7 no matter what, and you stay within 10 to 20 no matter what. So let's take a look at this forechecking chart. What do these things mean? All right, so we're going to start with forechecking 2 because that's where we normally play. So this is the row we're looking at here. And 1 and 2, SOGs to shot on goal. All right, so if you roll your dice and you get your number, off the player card, you check the ODAI and it's a 1 or a 2, it's a shot on net. A 3 is a shot on net with a tip in. However, if you get the 3 because of an ODAI adjustment, it's a regular shot on goal. So there would have to be a natural 3. So you'd have to get a 3, and there wouldn't have to be any ODAI adjustment. It'd have to be a 0 ODAI adjustment to stay on the 3 and get that tip in. 4 is a shot on goal. 5 is a SOGA. Alrighty. Now, there's 2 things in this game. There's a SOGA, and then if you look down at 10 to 14, it's an RSOG. Okay, SOGA and RSOG, and they're very confusing because they're very similar. With a SOGA, whatever the dice roll was to get you to 5, you're going to look at all the players on the ice aside from the person who has the puck and see if they have an assist rating equal to or greater than that roll. So let's just say, you rolled a 33. Well, someone would have to have an assist rating of 33 or higher. That would produce a shot on goal. Okay, if you roll, let's just say you rolled a 65 and you landed on a 5, no one's going to have a 65 assist rating. So that would be higher than all the assist ratings on the ice, and that would result in a neutral zone faceoff. So call it, an offside play, a 2-line pass back in the day, puck deflects over the glass into the bench, neutral zone faceoff. So a SOGA means you will get a shot on goal if one of your 4 teammates has an assist rating greater than or higher than the dice roll. That's what that means. If the dice roll is higher than all the assist ratings on the ice, if no one has an assist rating higher than the dice or equal to, then it's a neutral zone faceoff. Continuing on to number 6 and number 7, it's a shot on goal, block +1, and a shot on goal, block +2. So what's going to happen here? So I'm looking at my 2 defensemen here. Okay, I have Ray Bork and Gord Kluzak of the Bruins in this 87-88 season. Kluzak has a block rating of 2, and Bork has a block rating of 3. So if I look at the very bottom of the card, okay, in green, it's going to say BLK, and this says BLK2, and this says BLK3. So these are my 2 guys on the ice. It's defensemen only, and you combine them, so I have a 5. So what's going to happen is you're going to roll 1 die on the block, okay? So if with these 2 guys on the ice, anything's blocked on a 6 or 7 because I have 5, and if I add 1 or 2, then that's going to give me a 6 or a 7, and with a single die roll, you can't beat it. Okay, you have to actually beat the block rating. Now, let's just say Kluzak was a 1 block and Bork was a 2 block, so that gives me 3. I land on 6. It's a shot on goal, block +1, so I have 3 + 1 is a 4. If I roll the die and it's a 5 or a 6, I get the shot on net. So that's kind of how 6 and 7 work with the block +1 and the block +2. A block is a 1 die roll to see if you can beat the block rating. Number 8 is going to be a shot on goal if you have a forecheck of 11 or better. Now, so what you're going to do now is you're going to take a look at your 3 forward cards. Okay, so I have Rick Middleton, Cam Neely, and Randy Burridge out here for the Bruins. So I'm going to look at my forecheck rating. So if I rolled an 8 for anybody on the ice, my forecheck rating, I have a 3, a 5, and a 4. So that's a 12. So my forecheck rating, is it 11 or greater? Yes, it is. I get a shot on net. If not, then it's going to be a wide shot, and we go to the wide shot chart, and I'll show you what that is in just a few minutes. Number 9 is block shot. Very similar to 6 or 7, except that it's automatic. And you go to the block shot chart, and I'll show you what that is in a minute. Let's move on to 10 through 14 here in Forecheck 2. Again, we're staying in Forecheck 2. I'm going to be right here. 10 to 14, okay? Pass, asterisk, RSOG. I still don't know what the asterisk means, so I ignore it here, at least on this part of the chart. The RSOG means AR-SOG means you're going to roll again, and the player with the puck. So if I have Randy Burridge, okay, I'm going to roll again, and if the dice roll, if my, let me see if I can get this right now because it is kind of confusing. My assist roll is 26, okay? So I need to beat the dice roll, okay? If I do, then I make a pass and I get a shot on net. So Randy Burridge has the puck. I roll a pass RSOG. I roll again. How I remember it is from the SOGA. The SOGA is no dice roll. The SOGA is you look on the ice with the dice roll that you rolled and see who has an assist rating that can beat that dice roll. The RSOG, think of the RSOG as another roll. AR, another roll. That's how I remember it. So another roll to see if I get a shot on goal. If it's not a shot on goal, then it's a pass. So Burridge has the puck. He's either going to pass it to somebody for a shot, or he's just going to pass it to somebody. And how you check for the shot, again, is you roll again. You check his assist rating versus the dice roll. If he can meet or beat the dice roll, the player will get a shot. If the dice roll is higher than his assist rating, it's just a pass. So that's how the RSOG works, okay? So roll again, check the assist rating. If the assist rating wins, that means he made a good pass for a shot on net. If it's above, he made a bad pass, and he just gets the pass and can't get the shot on net. 16 through 20, fair enough. Just an interception, and time will elapse. So if you roll the 17, it's going to be intercepted by the center, and time will elapse on the play and give the puck to the other team. A 15 is just a pass to the right defense. So you get it and just drop it back to the right defense. So if Ray Bourque's on right defense, you pass the Bourque. There's no time roll on that. It just goes to him, and that is that. And again, 10 through 20, that is subject to the ODAI. Okay, and I suggest you use it, especially the individual one. It is real simple. So anything from 10 to 20, again, that's subject to ODAI. So what'll happen here is if you happen to roll, like, let's just say you rolled a 13 or a 14, and you check the ODAI, and you were going against Bourque with a 5, and you add 3 to that, well, that pass RSOG, if it's a 13 or a 14, now that's going to bump out of that. It's either going to be a pass or an interception. So now you've given up a potential shot on net because Ray Bourque is a good defenseman. So the ODAI does come into play, especially individually, here on the chart. 21 all the way down to 29. That's just straight up interception to the other team, and that's a time change. 30 is easy, all the way across. 30 is icing, and it's a face-off all the way back into the zone of the person who iced it. Let's go to 31 now. So we have a pass with an asterisk. Again, you can kind of ignore that asterisk. I don't know what that really means. It doesn't really explain it very well. But 31 and 32 are very similar. So I'm sorry, 31. Yeah, 31, 32. So you got a physical 10 and a physical 14. Okay. And then it says interception left DX, interception left wing S. So what that means is on 31, you're going to try to make a pass. And that pass can go to pretty much anybody. Okay. As far as I can tell, if you want to roll a die to figure out who it goes to, that's fine. Otherwise, just pass to whoever you like to. Because again, it's your game, your way. So if Burridge has the puck, he's going to try to get it to Neely. Or I might say, hey, no, I'm going to try to pass to Middleton. It doesn't really matter to me, as long as I get the pass over. But what you're going to do is you're going to check the other team's physical rating, okay, which is their intimidation. So let's just say, we're playing the Hartford Whalers and they roll a 31. So the guy's going to make the pass, but I got to check the Bruins' physicality on the ice right now. So Bourque's a 4, Kluzak's a 3, so that's 7. Burridge is a 3, that's 10. Neely's a 4, that's 14. And Middleton's a 1, that's 15. So my physicality is a 15. So that means they did not pass the physical check, and it's going to be intercepted by the left D. So that puck would be turned over to the Bruins because they did the Whalers who had the puck had to check the Bruins' physical rating, and it was higher than 10. And the same on 32. In this case here, is it physical 14? Well, it's physical 15, so Bruins will take the puck away, and it'll go to the left wing. 33, down through 40 is going to be some penalties here. And again, I got my own penalty chart that I use. I use the Mike Berger penalty chart, and I'll show you what that is. But again, it's pretty straightforward. It's penalty 2 minutes fighting. 36 is a fight or a neutral zone face-off. You get one or the other. And then down here, 41 through 45, It's a possible bench minor. Each team has a bench minor rating that you would download from the website. And again, you get all the, when you download from the website, you get the whole league with, separated by team and lines and their bench minor rating. And you would see, so if their bench minor rating was, let's say, 12, you'd roll the dice and start with the other team. So let's just say Boston had the puck and we rolled the 41 and it says possible bench minor. So it's a stoppage and play. Okay, play stops. And we check for a bench minor. So we'd roll the other team first. And if they didn't get a bench minor, then we would roll for Boston. Okay, and if they didn't get a bench minor, then we just play on. And then you need to roll to see if the neutral zone, face-off, or a rare play. So that's kind of how the main chart works here with the forecheck, okay? Okay, Rob, I just saw your question. If 3 ads, 1 for ODAI, and the original rules and the ODAI 15 would be a 0 adjustment. Would that be everyone's a 3 on the ice? No, it wouldn't, because there's going to be times. So Bork's a 5, so you would add 3 to Bork. But there's going to be times that you're going to go up against, say Burridge, who's a 2, and that would be 0 adjustment. Okay, and there's going to be, someone might be a 1, and then now you're going to subtract 1. So no, it's not. It's not everyone on the ice. It's who you're going up against. It's going to be different every time. Kluzak is a 4, so you would add 2, not the 3. So in this case, yeah, if you go up against Bork, yeah, it's going to be a 3 every time. If you go against Kluzak, it's a 2 every time. But again, if I look at some of my other people here, if I have Al Peterson, he's a 2 on right D. Billy O'Dwyer, he's a 2 on right wing and 2 on the center, so there wouldn't be any adjustment at all. If I have a 1 over here, I'm trying to think if I have anybody here it's a 1, then I would subtract 1 because he's not. Yeah, this guy here, Tommy Lehman. If he plays center, he's a 1. So if he's out there with Bork, if you roll on Bork, you would add 3. But if you roll on Tommy Lehman, he's a weak center, you would get around him, so you would actually subtract 1, and which is better for the offense. So so each individual player comes into effect here. All right, so let me get back to the charts here. So if you're trailing late in the game, if you want to go to forecheck 3, okay, there's a couple of differences here. It's kind of more risk and reward. So if we're going to compare this to forecheck 2, just to kind of show you what the difference is. What's going to happen is you see over here, it's an automatic shot 1 through 4 in forecheck 2. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 automatic shots. In forecheck 3, because you're scrapping, you're pursuing, you're trying to create offense, you get an extra roll here. So 5 becomes an offensive shot. And 6 now is your Soga, whereas over here 5 was your Soga. And 7 now is a block plus 1, whereas over here 7 is a block plus 2, and there's no block plus 2. So you up the offense a little bit in forecheck 3. The difference is if you come down here and you see now from 25 to 29, it's not only an interception. See, over here is an interception, but it's an interception and a possible shot on goal. So there's where the risk reward comes in on forecheck 3. So you're going to get an extra chance at a shot, and you won't have a block plus 2. However, if you roll down here, then not only are you giving up the puck, but you're out of position, and you're going to give them a potential shot. Now, this is where the asterisk takes place, okay? So on this one here, interception, shot on goal for the right D. So what you need to do is you need to look at the player who's going to get the puck and see what their shot frequency is. All right, so just for an example, let's just say it went to the right wing. Alrighty. So it's late in the game. Hartford has the puck. They're pressing forecheck 3, and their player rolls a 26. And a 26 says a 28. 28 is going to be intercepted and shot on goal for the right wing. My right winger on the ice is Willie Plett for Boston. All right. I look at the asterisk, and his shot frequency is 5, which means it's not an automatic shot. You need a shot frequency of 12 to have the automatic shot, and that'll come up later on too, and I'll show you where that comes into play. His shot frequency is a 5. So what you need to do is you need to roll 2 dice, and you need to get 5 or less. If you roll 6 or above, he doesn't get the shot. He just takes the puck, okay? And that happens a couple of times over here in some of the charts. Whereas, especially on off the goalie card, if it goes to a certain player and it's got the asterisk, well, he can take the shot if he's 12 or more. If he's less than 12, then you do need to roll to see if he gets the shot. So he actually has a 5, so I would roll 2 dice. If it's 5 or less, he would get the shot on the net. Otherwise, he just takes control of the puck. So there's some of the risk reward going to forecheck 3 is that, up at the top here, it works out well because you get more chances for shots on net, but down below here, you're going to give up some odd man rushes here down over here. Now, if you're in forecheck 1, and this is when you're buckling down on defense, you can see that, 1 and 2 are shots in forecheck 2, but now it's just 1. And now 2 would be a potential tip in. 3 is now your Soga. You got a neutral zone faceoff added. Here's a couple of block shots and another neutral zone faceoff. So the idea now is you're just trying to kill some time. So you're giving up scoring chances, but you're buckling down here. So the chances are you're going to get less chances to score, but you want the faceoffs. That's what you want. You want to have the neutral zone faceoffs. Oh, also over here too, if you're looking at forecheck 3, you'll notice that you only need a forecheck 10 here on 8, whereas in the middle you needed a forecheck 11. So it drops 1 on the forecheck rating. So that means it's going to be a little bit easier to get that shot on net over here in forecheck 3. So there's the risk reward as far as going from forecheck 1, 2, and 3. So stay in 2 for most of the game. If you need to later on, you can go to forecheck 1 and forecheck 3 late in the game. Again, forecheck 3 if you're losing, forecheck 1 if you're winning. Also, if you're playing 4-on-4, if you're playing in a season where it's 4-on-4 play, then you do go to forecheck 3, by the way, until that 4-on-4 is up, and you do bump up the scoring for each team by 2, the shot range by 2. So Burridge here, let's go to Neely. So Neely's got to see if he's out there in a 4-on-4, his shot range is 32. If he gets a shot, his shot range will be 34, just during the 4-on-4 in forecheck 3. All righty. Let me just go back to the chat room here, see if anybody's got any other questions here. Okay, no, we're still good. All righty. All right, where else can we go here? So that hopefully explains the main charts of the game and what to look for. Okay, anything with an X here, interception left wing X, is going to be an interception, and it's going to be a change of possession in a time segment. A pass to the right D is a pass, and it's a no time roll, so you don't take off any time off the clock. All right, so let's go to the goalie chart now. All right, so this is potential goal and normal save. So obviously, if you roll in range, it's a potential goal. If it's out of range, then it's a normal save. If it's a potential goal, 1 through 6 is going to be a save. So when you see the doubles come up on the goalie card, so I have Andy Moog right here in front of me. If I roll a 66, it's a 1. That's a save. If I roll a 44 or 2, that's a save. Let me see. 33 is a 1. That's a save. So things like that. So anything 1 to 6 is going to be a save. And again, 1 through 5 goes to a position, and 6 is just a face-off. If by chance there's a penalty or matching penalties, or for some reason you don't have 5 skaters on the ice and the puck goes to an open position off of either the potential goal or the normal save, the goalie just ties the puck up. Nice and simple, okay? So save, let's just say you're shorthanded, he makes the save, and you rolled a 3 on the goalie save, picked up by the center. There's no center if you're killing a penalty because you got 4 skaters, so the center is not on the ice. The goalie just hangs on to it for a face-off. Over here on the potential goal, let's see, 7 through 18, there's a chance for a goal. So you'd have to do a second roll to see if it's going to be the puck to the left D or if it's going to be a goal. So again, 1 through 6 is an automatic save, and these other ones here, potential goal. Anything above this except for 38 with a chance for a penalty shot is an automatic goal if it's in range. On the normal save chart, let me show you a couple things on this, okay? Everything here picked up by the right wing, picked up by the right wing, picked up by the left wing. This is all a save and picked up by the goalie's team. All right, so Moog makes a save, and it's picked up by one of the Bruins here. Everything through here is picked up by the defensive team. Now you can see over here, picked up by the opposing left D, picked up by the opposing right D. So you can see now this is where the puck goes to the other team. So Moog makes a save, and the puck caroms around, and it, whatever it is, it goes to the other team. So this is all on the other team. Simple enough. Time change, and the other team gets possession. No shot, no pass, no anything, just possession. Now, this is when it gets a little crazy. Right here, 24-28. It's a save, shot on goal by the opposing high shot frequency, or second high shot frequency, or third or fourth high shot frequency. And again, the shot frequency is right in the middle of the card, right below all his stats. So Cam Neely's shot frequency is 22. So he would be, Bork's 23. So he would be 1. Neely's 22. So he would be 2. And actually, for some reason, Kluzak would be number 3. So that's how you would figure out who would take the shot. Now it says check clear. And that's a confusing term in the game. With check clear, what you're going to do is check the clearing rating of the defense. Okay, so Hartford takes the shot, Moog makes the save, and the result is 24. And it says shot on goal, opposing highest shot frequency, check clear, defensive zone, face-off X. What does that mean? Well, it's going to be a shot on goal for the team that just took the shot. So if it's Hartford and it's Kevin Dineen taking the shot and it's a save by Moog, it's going to go to the highest shot frequency on the Whalers for another shot. However, the Bruins have a chance to clear it. So I look at my 2 defensemen on the ice, and for this example, it's Bork and Kluzak. I have a clearing of 3, and Bork has a clearing of 4. So I have a clearing total of 7. So what I need to do is roll the 2 dice, and if it's 7 or less, then I've cleared it. So in other words, I'm looking at the clearing rating of the defenseman versus the dice roll. If I can meet or beat it, my defenseman clear the puck away. If it's above the roll, the shot will continue to the Hartford Whalers. Think of it this way. Don't think of it as they cleared the puck away, because it's kind of confusing. In the rule book, I think it just says that they shoot it over the boards and it's out of play. Think of it this way. Think of it as Moog makes the save, and the Bruins have a chance to clear out the front of the net for Moog to tie it up. Because on a successful clear, it's a face-off in the Bruins zone, okay, in the defensive zone. So basically, the goalie ties it up. That's how I play it. So again, makes the save. I roll for the clearing. Let's just say I rolled a 4 on the dice. Well, 7 is greater than 4. So they tie up their guys. Moog covers it up, and it's a face-off, so there's no shot. So that's how the clearing works in the game, and that'll come into play with wide shots too. So what you want to do is look at your 2 defensemen, get your clearing rating, roll the dice, and see who wins that battle. If the defenseman can meet or beat the die roll, they successfully cleared it. If the roll is higher than the clearing rating, they didn't clear it. Continuing on down here, 29 through 33 is just a straight up shot on goal with the asterisk. So again, if the puck went to Willie Plett, he has a shot rating of 5, shot frequency of 5, I should say, shot frequency of 5. So I would need to roll and get 5 or less for him to get the shot. Otherwise, he just gets control of the puck. So that's where the asterisk will come in on the charts, is if it's a direct shot on net, they have to have a 12 shot frequency or higher. Otherwise, you need to roll. Now, some of them will have an 11, which is kind of weird. So you roll the dice, and anything but a 12 will be an automatic shot on net, but you still have to roll. So that's where the asterisks come in on that. The rest here is the goal knocked off the moorings, simple enough. Deflected into the seats, simple enough. Down below, we have possible penalty, and I think that's a penalty on the goalie, actually, because it's off the goalie card. Rebounds, oh no, and then a possible injury down here as well. Let me show you what the rebounds is. If I can come over here to my rebound chart. Okay. So that pretty much wraps up the goalie card here. And I wanted to cover the clearing, because clearing is kind of confusing in this game. So I wanted to kind of do that as well. And let's see, Fenner stops by. He's not ready for APBA Hockey. Well, I'm trying to archive this. This will be archived. So if you go to play this game, hopefully this will help here. And Josh is waiting for his game, and Jeff comes by as well. So, yeah, this is more something I wanted just to kind of archive to have this there for people that are looking to play, because it is there's a lot to this game, especially when you're reading the directions, which are kind of weird. So I'm kind of trying to just explain what everything does here. All right, so let's go to that rebound. Let's just say that you got a rebound here off the goalie card, or for whatever reason here, is there any rebounds over here? No, I think the only rebounds are off the goalie card. But you can have a possible tip-in. Tip-ins and rebounds are pretty similar. So I'll show you both tip-ins and rebounds. So here's a possible tip-in. Here's a possible tip-in. And again, off the goalie card down below here, you get a possible rebound. All right, so let's go take a look at that. Okay, let's start with the rebounds. So what you're going to do is roll a die 1 to 6. Okay, 1 to 3 is going to be the highest offensive I rating. And I will explain that in 1 second. If you roll a 4 or 5, it's the second highest, and 6 will be the third highest I rating. What is an I rating? It is not intimidation. Okay, intimidation is over here on the right side of the card. You're looking at the bottom of the card. Okay, right next to block, to the left of block, in green, it says I 6/6. For Neely, it's I 8/8, and Middleton is I 3/4. What that means, this is your I rating, okay? This is your, like, in the slot rating, okay? The one on the left, the number on the left is your offense, and the number on the right is your defense, okay? So Middleton is in the slot rating on offense is only a 3. That's not very good. And it's a little bit better back on defense. It's a 4. That means he's a little bit more of a back checker. Neely, being the power forward, he's 8 and 8, which is really good. 8 is super good. And Burridge over here is 6 and 6. Ray Bork is another good one. He's an offensive defenseman. He's 8 and 9, meaning 9 in his own defensive zone. And that would come into play on matchups and things like that. So what we're going to do here is we would roll our die. Let's say I rolled a 2. So I'm looking for my highest I rated player, offensive I. So I'm looking for the I at the bottom, number on the left. What's my highest? Well, I got a couple of choices here. Bork and Neely are both 8. I like to defer to the forward. I figure they're going to be in front taking the rebound, but you could roll the dice either way. So we have a rebound shot going to the highest I rating. Okay, let's go with Neely. He's an 8. So I look at the chart below this, and now I roll another die, and I'm going to get a 1 to 6 rating. Okay, so I go across, and you see what it says 8 right here, because that's Neely's I rating. It's an 8. And if I roll a 2, it's just going to be a simple shot on net. If I happen to roll a 5 or a 6, then now I get a shot on goal +4. So that's going to be his rebound shot. If by chance it was go to my third highest I rating, and let's just say my highest I rating was 5 or less, now I'm in this column over here. And chances are not good that I'm going to get a shot on net. I need a 5 or a 6 to really get a shot on net. So you want the highest I rating, and you want a nice high dice roll to get the best shot. Again, if you had an I rating of 10, which is probably somebody like Gretzky or Lemieux, and you rolled a 6, you'd have a shot on goal +6. All right, so in my example, I rolled a 2. That's going to be the highest I rating. I said it was Neely. He has an 8. Then I roll a 5, so it's going to be a shot on goal +4. So his shot range is 32. If I add 4, that's going to give me a 36 shot range. So now Neely would roll the dice, and he would take his rebound shot. And that's how a rebound works. It's pretty similar here on the tip. I'm looking for the highest I rating. And again, 1 through 3 is the highest. 4 and 5 is second, and then 6 is the third. And so, again, let's go with Neely. So let's just say I get a tip in, okay? I'm going to go with the highest I rating. Say I roll a 1 this time. It's the highest, so I'm going to go with Neely. And he's got well, this should be the tip shot result, not the rebound shot. This should be tip down here, but it's the same kind of thing. And I roll the die. Higher is better. So if I were to roll a 1, he would not tip it. It'd just be a shot by the original player. So let's just say Bork's taking the shot, and I get a tip. I try to get the tip from Neely. That means he just missed the tip and just goes on the net. And again, over here too, no tip, but I add 2. So that means that he was screening the net, and I'll get a +2 to Bork's shot range. If I roll the 3, 4, 5, or 6, that means I will get a tip. That means Neely got a piece of the shot, and I'm going to add 2 to his range, and I would roll like it was a regular shot on goal. Okay, so that's not rebound shot. That should read tip, and I'll fix that. So that is your rebounds and your tips. They're very similar. You roll, check the I rating on the left at the bottom of the card, because that's the offensive side. Get that number, roll again, and then look at this chart here. That's kind of how that goes. One other chart I like to use in the game is the offensive zone chart. Okay, it is optional, but it's one I've been using right from the get-go, and I really do like it. Okay, and how that works now is if say an icing or a face-off or any face-off that's not neutralized, that's not at center ice, that's in one of the zones, I like to use this chart. So you have your face-off, you figure who gets the puck, and then from there you roll. And if you're the offensive team, if I'm the Bruins and the face-off is in the Whalers zone, I'm reading off of this chart here, the offensive wins chart. And again, I get some good chances for shots on net. And yeah, it's just everything's just a little bit bumped up because I'm in the offensive zone. The defense, however, they have a little harder chance to get a shot on net. Now, a 1, 2, a 1, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 will be a shot, but 5 is going to be my Soga. I got no Soga over here, as you notice. 6 and 7, instead of a block shot, it's a neutral zone faceoff. That means I just get it out of the zone, and there's a whistle at center ice. Also, if you notice down over here, we got some interceptions, right? But over here, I have some interceptions and shots on goal. So the defense, if their pass is picked off, that means they didn't get it out of the zone, and there's a potential shot on net for the other team. So this is where, when you're in your own zone, you can really get caught. So, what does this mean now? Interception, shot on goal, left wing, asterisk, forecheck 10, safe, blah blah blah. I don't use the safe. Okay, and even up here it says safe. So if somebody was playing safe, then something, I don't play safe, so that's something that I can't comment on. But I will comment on this right here, the forecheck 10. So what this means is that defensive team wins the faceoff. The Whalers win the faceoff. I roll. Kevin Dineen rolls a 16 off his card. So now, if the Bruins have a forecheck 10 or better, it's going to be intercepting and a shot on goal for the left wing if it's a forecheck 10. Okay, so I look down here. I've already determined that my forecheck is 15 for this line, so they would steal it. And the left wing, who on this line here, let's just say it was Burridge. Burridge would get a shot on net. If I didn't have forecheck 10, then again, after this here, you would just be intercepted by the left wing. And so intercepted by the left wing time segment. Okay. So again, it's intercepted left wing. However, if I can beat forecheck 10, I get the shot on net. Down here, it's pretty much a shot on net. No binds. Again, I don't use the safe, so that is that. And then everything below here, we've kind of already gone over. We've gone over the physical 10, the physical 12. You can see here how it's physical 14 and physical 16 because you're in the offensive zone and you're trying to create a scoring chance. So it's going to be a lot easier to make this pass than it is for them to intercept it, whereas they're kind of on their heels. So you can see there's a 4-point difference in the physicality rating here if you're trying to make the clear versus you're trying to make a scoring chance. I don't think there's anything else on here that I need to go over. We've kind of gone over some of those things. On the power play, same kind of situation. You got your shot on goals, you got your tip-ins. There's no ODAI adjustment on either of these charts. So if you're using the zone chart or the power play chart, just straight up roll, no ODAI. The ODAI only takes place here on 3, 2, and 1. So anything in the zone, anything on the power play doesn't take place. Let me see here. Yeah, so pretty much everything's, for the most part, kind of the same here. Some of the differences are if you're on the power play and you roll any of these, it's going to be an interception in a time sequence. Whereas if you're shorthanded and you roll these, what's going to happen is it's interception but no time sequence. So again, you're killing the penalty, so you're just flipping it out, and they're going to come right back into the zone and take it to you on the power play. This little pass thing here, 30 is good. That means you kill 2 time segments. So that's what you want to do here. And everything else here, we've pretty much gone over as far as, the physical ratings and things like that. So hopefully that'll make sense to you. Let's go with the dump. Now let's go with a block shot. I don't use the dump as much anymore. So we'll go with a block shot. I colored it in to kind of help some people with this because people are having trouble with the block shot chart. Okay. Here's what's going to happen. Okay. Let's just say Bruins take the shot. Okay. Cam Neely takes the shot. It's blocked. However it's blocked, whether it's on a 9 or it's on a 6 or a 7 with a shot block 1 or 2, the shot is definitely blocked. Now you go to the chart here and you roll your 2 dice. A 2, 11, and 12, and they're in red. I put them in red. That means it's going to go right back to the Bruins. So I roll a 2. The shot is blocked. It deflects back to Neely. and he's going to get a screenshot +1. So Neely's going to get a second shot, and the goalie's going to be screened. If I roll an 11, it deflects to my highest shot frequency, which over here, again, we said that was Ray Bork. So Neely takes a shot, blocked, roll an 11. It comes back to Boston, and Bork gets it. And on a 12, it deflects back to the shooter again, and he gets a screenshot +1. Everything else on the block shot chart either goes to the defense or goes out of play. So 3, 4, 5, you can see it goes to right D, right wing, left wing. 9 and 10 to the center and the left D, and 6, 7, and 8 either goes out of play or it's covered for a face-off. So it's going to be some kind of face-off in the offensive zone. So Neely takes the shot. We rolls the dice. Anything but a 2, 11, and 12 is either going to go to the Whalers or be covered up for a face-off. That's as simple as you can get with the block chart, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. We went over the rebounds and the tip shots. Let's take a look now at the penalty chart here. This is what I use for my penalty chart, alrighty? And I could never figure out penalties in APBA Hockey. I tried. I couldn't do it. Tebow probably does. Yeah, I'm going to get to the wide shots in 1 second here, but that's on my list to do here. Tebow does a good job. He's very patient with this game. I couldn't figure out the penalties. And so when Mike Berger come up with this one right here, this is genius right here. I love this. So if the play result is 33, then roll the dice and look. You can see the results here from 11 to 66. Coincidental or a minor, check for misconduct. Otherwise, neutral zone faceoff or a neutral zone faceoff. So if you roll 33, there's a small chance there's no penalty. A 34, if you see my streams, a 34 is a 34 is a 34. That's how I remember that. Okay, 34 is an automatic penalty on the guy with the puck. So if Neely rolls a 34, the penalty's on him. It's not on the other team. There's no check. The penalty's on Neely. He's the guy with the 34 on the card. All right, so don't overthink this, that if you're in, a forecheck 3 or forecheck 1, why am I getting the penalty? If your guy has the puck and his number is 34 on his card, he gets the penalty. He gets the minor penalty, end of story. If it's a 35, okay, 11 and 62 is a minor. 63 and 64 will be a double minor on the player that has the puck. And a 65 and 66, that's when you get the double minor on him and a coincidental minor on the other team. So Neely would get 4, Verbeek would get 2. It's a 2-minute power play for the Whalers. Neely's got 4 minutes, Verbeek has 2 minutes. That's kind of how that would be. If you get a 37, 38, or 39, all righty, we're going to re-roll again, and we're going to see if it's going to be a fight or if it's going to be coincidental minor. So there's a chance that instead of a fight, it's going to be just 2 minutes each on each player. And the same for result 40. It's just a little bit different on the dice roll. And then he goes on to say, only check for misconducts on fights, not on coincidental minors. And if you want, there's a couple of optional rules here. On forecheck 1, you can subtract 1 from the play to get rid of a couple of penalties. And I don't know if he did away with that or not, but I don't use that right now. I just go with what's on the chart. And again, if you're up by 2 or down by 2, you can subtract from the chart. Because, again, if you're on the power play, you're not really going to be playing for another penalty. All right, so let's get to some of the other things here. All right, so down below, here's the ODAI. Let me go with that one more time. I use individual ODAI. I roll an extra dice, 1 through 6, to see who I'm checking on the play. And then I check their defensive rating. If it's a 2, so Burridge is a center, he's a 2, there's no ODI. It's a 0 ODAI. A 3, you add 1, a 4, you add 2, and a 5, you add 3. So just think of 2 as your baseline 0, and every one above that or below that, you add or subtract. That will be your ODAI adjustment. And it goes super fast. Again, okay, it's the puck goes in the corner. Okay, Kluzak lefty, it's a 4. I know that's a 2. Right? Because if 2's a 0 and I got a 4, that's a positive 2. Middleton's right wing is a 3. Okay, I would add only 1 because 3 is, 1 greater than 2. It goes really, really fast. So that's what I use for ODAI, and I fly through it. I do. And when he first introduced this, when I first read the article, he said it's going to be confusing at first, but give it about 10 to 15 minutes and you'll be flying. And he was exactly right. It sounds all confusing. But once you do it a couple times, you're like, oh my gosh, this is great. And I love the fact that, I get Bork and Kluzak out there, and they're both really good. But if you go up against a Bork, you're going to add 3. And if you go against Kluzak, you're going to add 2. So depending on which side of the ice you go to and who's going to pick you up, you're going to be adding different numbers to that ODAI. I really like that. All right, so let's take a look at the wide chart over here on the left, okay? So occasionally you're going to get the wide shot chart. And I think if I go back here to my forecheck here, yeah. So if you're in forecheck 2 and you roll an 8 and you do not have forecheck 11 or greater, the shot's going to be wide. So what is a wide shot? Well, you're going to check the clearing rating. We went over clearing rating. Again, Bork and Kluzak. Bork's a 4, Kluzak's a 3 for the clearing rating. I have a 7 on the clearing rating. You roll your dice. Do my defenseman, does their clearing rating, is it greater than or equal to the dice roll? Did I beat the dice roll, so to speak? If I did, it's tied up. If I didn't, and the dice roll is greater than they didn't clear it. So now you look at the wide chart here. Roll again. A 2, puck deflects off the post out in front for a shot on goal by my highest shot frequency plus 1. Okay, so on the wide shot, so let's just say Neely has it. He shoots. It's a wide shot. It hits the post, and now I look for my highest shot frequency, which is actually Ray Bork. So he's going to get it shot plus 1. On a 3, the team is caught in the offensive zone. So Neely takes a shot. It goes wide. It comes around the boards. It goes to neutral ice, and it's a shot on goal for the other team. See how it's a shot on goal opponent, and that's the highest shot frequency. So it's going to come the other way, and the Whalers will get a break. Think odd man rush or something like that. So Neely takes a shot. It comes out of the zone. Whalers jump out. They get the puck. They're off and running on the transition game. They will get the shot. A 4 is easy. It's a goalie save. Same as 9. Goalie makes a save, ties it up. 5, 6, 7, and 8 is going to go right back to the Bruins. So Neely takes a shot. The defense can't clear it. So the defense had their chance. They had their chance to clear it away. Again, clear out the front of the net so the goalie can tie it. If they fail to do that, it's going to be a shot on goal for either the highest shot frequency, second or third shot frequency of the team that's shooting the puck. 10 is easy, goes into the crowd. Don't even got to think about it. 11 is pretty much the same as 2. I'm sorry, same as 3. So 3 and 11 are kind of the same, except that it's going to be the second highest shot frequency for the Whalers on that one there. And 12 deflects off the post out in front again. So that's pretty similar to 2. So 2 and 12 are kind of the same, and 3 and 11 are kind of the same. So that's how you break down the wide shot chart. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. There's only a couple of situations here on the wide shot that would go to the defensive team. Otherwise, the offensive team would get the puck. That's how I play the chart. If I'm wrong, somebody can correct me, but that's how I play the chart, okay? So you're in the offensive zone, the shot misses, and it's either goes out of play, the goalie covers it up. There's 2 chances for the other team to break out of the zone, and the rest of it goes right back to the team on the offense. Let me take a look at my fight and coincidental penalty opponent right here. This is the other chart here. This is one I come up with, okay? This is kind of a Dave thing. And I kind of took this out of the APBA book when we were trying to figure out who you're going to fight against. So this is kind of the same kind of roles in that. I just modified it a bit. So if you have a fight, all right, you roll whatever number it is, 38, 39, and whatever the fight roll is, 37. Okay, so we're going to have a fight. So now you roll the dice here, 11 to 66, and it's going to tell you who you're fighting against. Okay, 11 to 35 is you're going to go against the highest fighting guy. So I look at my majors here. So Neely's a 23, Burge is a 21. So Neely would be my highest ranking guy. So if the Whalers got in a fight and it says fight and I roll the dice and I rolled 11 to 35, Neely's my highest ranking guy. If I rolled 36 to 53, Burridge is my second guy here. And again, right on down the list, all the way down to the goalie. And I have had a goalie fight before. I have rolled a 66 where the goalie got into a fight, and it was kind of neat to roll a 66 and see that the goalie got into a fight. That I thought was kind of fun. So there is a small chance the goalie can actually get into a fight. And the same with coincidental penalties. So if you get into a coincidental penalty, this time you're looking at the minor range. And again, on the card here, it's minor, major, misconduct. So again, in the middle is the major. I was just checking for a fight. And the first number here, so I get 14, 21, and 13. 14 is your minor rating. So I'd roll the dice. I'd look at all the guys on the ice, check the rank going from 1 to 5 all the way down to the goalie, and see who got the coincidental on the play. So that's the chart that I use for fighting coincidentals. Finally, over here, this thing over here is my assist chart. When you get the game, Okay, you will get these little cards here. Okay, I know I'm small and you can't see it, but you will get this assist chart that comes with the game, and it says 1.30 to 1.75 on the team card that you would print out from the website. Each team has an assist to goal ratio. So let's just say that ratio was 161. You come over here, and I round to the nearest number. So it's got 160 and 165. I would go to 160. On a roll of 11 to 51, I would have 2 assists. 52 to 63 would be 1 assist. And then all rolls of 64 to 66 are considered unassisted. So over here, it just adds a little flair because some teams get a lot of assists, some teams didn't get a lot of assists. So it just kind of breaks it down a little bit here. So I use this kind of loosely to get first I get my number of assists. So I roll, look at this here. So if I roll the 44, I get 2 assists. Now what I do is I come over to this chart. Okay. I roll again. And 11 to 66 is the roll. My first column is if there's 2 assists, and my second column is if there's 1 assist. So if I roll 2 assists and I roll, say, a 21, it's going to be the 3rd and 4th highest assist rating. So let's just say Neely scores, and I look at my assist rating. So I have Bork, Kluzak, Burridge, and Middleton in order. So my 3rd and 4th would be Burridge and Middleton, okay? Because they're the 3rd and 4th highest assist rating on the team. If I roll an 11, then it's 1 and 2. So it's my top 2, 1 and 2 assist rating on the play. If I happen to roll 65, the goalie gets an assist. And I have rolled a 65, and I have got a goalie assist. And I think that's kind of neat when that happens on that odd occasion. So that's the chart that I use. And again, if it's 1 assist, and let's just say I roll a 66 on 1 assist, then it's just 1. So it's the highest assist rated player on the line. So anyway, hopefully that explains a few things here. So again, the forecheck chart we went over, some of the pluses and minuses, some of the differences in the chart, how to read some of the things here, when to use the asterisk and when not to use the asterisk. Went over the goalie chart. Hopefully that helped out a few things here as well. The zone chart, I love using this when I'm in the zone. The power play went over that a little bit. And again, you get your man advantage, your shorthanded, your 2-man advantage, and then your 2 men short over here. Went over the dump. Went over the block. I didn't do the dump shot. I don't use the dumps too much anymore, but I used the block shot chart to try to show what happens on the block shot. Rebounds and tips, they're very similar. Look for the I rating at the bottom of the card, and it's the one on the left in green. That's your offensive I rating, and you roll to see which offensive I rating player is going to get it, the highest, second highest, or third highest. And then you would roll again. And again, if their I rating is a 6, then you look on column 6 and look at the dice roll to see what's going to happen on the shot. And again, you can even get a wide shot over here on one of the rebounds. I talked a little bit about the penalty system that I use, and then some of the miscellaneous charts over here. And hopefully that explained a few things here. So Jeff, hopefully that wide shot helped things out here. And how do you play the fight if the player has chosen a 0? Just bump it up 1. Again, just use your imagination. Alrighty. You don't have to go too crazy with it here. Again, so if I rolled here, so let's just say Middleton's got a well, he's actually got an 11 major rating, which is good. He's got a 0 minor rating. You know what I mean? It's whatever you want to do. It's your game. If you happen to roll, the 5th ranked guy and he's a 0, you can either drop it down to the person who does have a major rating, or you can say, hey, something? This guy got in a fight. How cool is it that this guy, I rolled so crazy that, this guy got in a fight. He never gets in a fight. So if I were to look at anybody over here, I'm looking in the 80s. I'm trying to okay, Bob Joyce. He's a 22, 0, and 0. That means he didn't get any fights, any major penalties. So if I were to roll and it landed on Joyce, I could do one of 2 things. I could say Joyce got in a fight, and it's kind of funny that he got in his first fight. Again, anything can happen on my tabletop. Or you can scale it back and find the guy above him that has does have a fight rating. Up to you. It's really wide open. Again, if you want to give a minor to the initiator, it's up to you. So it is kind of wide open what you do with that. So anyway, hopefully this helps. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Is kind of go line by line down the APBA boards and kind of explain what is what. Again, this is how I play it. Okay, this is how I interpreted the book, and this is kind of what I do on my tabletop. So if you do something different, let me know. If there's something you think I'm playing wrong, let me know. But again, this is how I interpret the book and how I interpret the charts, how I play the game, and how I absolutely love playing APBA hockey. So I am Dave. And again, I'll do my best to answer questions. Not an expert. I just played a lot and made this game work for me. And I just thought I would share some of my knowledge with you. So we'll talk to everybody later. I'm going to probably come back on in a while. I need to, I'm going to try some football with injuries. And I'm going to see how that goes. Play like a half a quarter or something. See how difficult it is to play injuries in football. So, because I don't usually play injuries, but I wanted to give it a try. So, I'm Dave. Yeah, Sean, yeah, check out the replay. Hopefully I answered all the questions here. I tried to go over everything that I could think of that was confusing in the game. But and I didn't go over some of the basics. I mean, we all know that, the shot range, you roll the dice for the shot range, and then you look at the goalie card. So there's some basics in there, but I wanted to go over some of the results of the ratings there. So let me know how you make out. APBA Hockey, it's a great game. It's not as difficult as you think. Some of the wording's kind of weird. Some of the symbolism is kind of weird, but hopefully I explained it. And a lot of it's repetitive. If you look on the charts, it's left D, right D, center, left wing, right D, like all the way down. That just keeps repeating, as far as losing the puck or getting the puck or passing the puck, it all just kind of repeats. So if there's something I missed, let me know and I can maybe cover it in another video. But hopefully that'll be a good start for some people, or a good refresher if you haven't played in a while, or if you're stuck on something. So I'm Dave from Studio B. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.